Good afternoon, Flosstube. Today is Thursday, the 7th of November 2024, and this is Flosstube number 27. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. Mostly it's about cross stitch, but I do share other things. 9 times out of 10 that's going to be my beading, and I've got a bit of that for you today. Excuse me, as you can tell I've got a cold. I've got a cough sweeten in the hopes I can get through this without coughing, in theory. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. It's lovely to see you again. And a very warm welcome to the 2 new subscribers I've had since my last video. If you are new here and you haven't done so already, I would very much appreciate it if you could like this video and any others that you've watched and hit the subscribe button. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. I have no idea how it works. I just know that the more likes and subscribes you get, the more YouTube go, oh look, you might like this person. There we go. Admin done. As I said, I've got cold. I was going to record, originally if you remember my last video, I said I was going to record on Friday, but I would record on Sunday if my partner was working overtime, which he was. I should have recorded on Friday. I got up on Sunday morning with no voice. Every time I get a cold, I'll lose my voice. Guaranteed. It's been happening for 25 years now. There's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't bother me that much. A few days and it comes back. I came back late Tuesday, early Wednesday. But I just didn't feel very well yesterday. And I was coughing a lot more than I was on Tuesday. So I thought, we'll give it a go today and see how we get on. So, today, as I said, I've got some beading for you. I've got some finishes. I've got an FFO. Sorry, cough sweet. And my notes are down here as ever. I've got new starts. I have PhDs. I've got the Yorkshire Stitching Retreat to tell you about. And the stitching day at Cheshire Stitchers on the Wirral last Saturday. And I've got some haul. I've written plans down on my notes, but I don't really have any. But we'll see. My next video should be the 17th, which is a week on Sunday. And I realised this morning, whilst preparing, that I never told you who the next person for the voucher was. I completely forgot. I recorded it, I just forgot to post it. My brain like a sieve, mate. So, the winner this time is M80 Watson -ERPD. So, they were reading the comment. They were a new viewer. So that's very nice. And if you can get in touch with me, my email is in the box, and we can get you sorted out with your £15 voucher for Talking Dog Stitcher. I perhaps shouldn't have recorded today because my brain's still not fully with it. There we go. So, let's start off with my finishes. And if you remember in my last video, I didn't have PhDs to share with you because my time had been taken up stitching on an exchange piece. Well, that exchange piece has been sent and received, so I can now show you. There we go. Trying to get it without too much glare. That is obviously an acorn. It's from the work basket, a very old chart. I'm not sure if it was a freebie or not. it was in my friend that passed away, it was in her stash. And the fabric it's lying on is the fabric I backed it with. Pardon me. Obviously, I sent all the goodies with it, but you don't really need to see those. And then my other finish is my love quilt square that I was doing. Beautiful princess sleeps here. This is for a little girl with, I think, cerebral palsy, if I remember rightly, from when I signed up. And it was all Disney princesses. Well, you know, I'm not a fan of stitching faces, so I thought I would do that one for her. So I finished that as well. I don't think I need that for anything else. So, my FFO. If you've been either at the Yorkshire Stitchers retreat or Cheshire Stitchers, you will have seen this. It's Tonna. I knew when I saw her and wanted to do her, this is what I wanted to do with her. I wanted to put her on a spool. So here we go. Obviously she's not all going to fit in. Okay. And I just have her with a ribbon that I wrap round and slip under. I used sampler fabric on the back. And it's turned out exactly as I envisioned it. All I need to do now is decide where she's going to hang. I can put something straight through. My partner was like, well, you can't put a piece of new dowel with it because it won't look right. Well, it doesn't have to be dowel, string would do. I haven't quite decided. What I might do actually, I have more of this ribbon, so I might just use the ribbon. And that was on it when I bought it. And it kind of feels right to leave it on. I have no idea what these spools are from. I've got a very nice circle on the end of them. Whether that's from years of wear or how they were made, I have no idea. But I bought these last year. And I just knew when I saw Tonna that this is what I wanted to do with her. And so that's what I did. So she stays, at the moment, she's staying rolled up until I decide where I want to hang her. But yeah, she turned out, like I say, exactly as I'd envisioned. Even if the finishing is a bit ropey, because it's not my strong point. So there we go, there's Tonna, all finished. So, new starts. I've started my next love quilt square. I know, pink. Ugh. This is Horse Heart. I cannot at the moment remember the designer, but I will put it in the box below for you. I bought it on Etsy. Little girl loves pink, and my 3-year-old grandson picked this pink. I took him most weeks when I have him. There's only him, so we tend to go down to the retail park, and I let him pick. I gave him several choices, and he picked the variegated. It's a DMC 148, I think. But there, so there's that. So it's underway. My next new start is this. I'm stitching all of the 2021 Christmas Club for Kate at Sparklies. I should have started them a long time ago, but I didn't want to start them until we had the Krynic and the beads, and it has taken months to get hold of them. So I've made a start anyway. I've made a start on him. And I'll tell you what, you know, sometimes you get a project and no matter what, you end up frogging. I have frogged him every time I've picked him. Every time I've worked on him, I've had to frog it some way. Sometimes it's only been a few stitches. First time I had to frog it, the middle was somewhere around here. I ended up having to frog the entire block of white every single time. So yeah, I should get him finished in the next day or two. There's not a lot left now. Pardon me. This fabric is one of Kate's. It's Viro, V-I-R-E-O, I think it is. 32 count opal. And he is looking lovely, but it's just been a bit of a bugger. I don't know why. It's just been one of them projects that no matter what, I've had to frog every day. Right, PhDs. If you remember last time, my partner was away, so I was going to work on Thimble Fairy because he complains about Krynic. So I did a little bit more on it and didn't get a huge amount in. I got this line in, which is Ordering in Krynic, and some more of the beads. If I just sit and work on her when he's not home, because of the amount of Krynic that's left, I get her done. I just don't seem to be able to pick her up in the daytime. I'll get there. She will be finished. I'll get her finished this year. But otherwise, there's not a lot left to do. I've got beads down here. And there's beads along this wispy bit. There's some in a dress. I can't remember where. I think there's some along this wispy bit along the bottom as well. She's not going to take that long. If I just get my backside into gear and get her done. As I would like to get it crossed off my list. So, she will be finished this year. Absolutely, positively, she will be. So, besides that, these are in no particular order, by the way. And whilst I think about it, if you are new here, PhD means a potential happy dance. I don't refer to my projects as whips. They are potential happy dances because we all do a happy dance when we finish something. Doesn't matter how big or small it is, we all do a happy dance. I'm not entirely sure what day I worked on this because I didn't put it in my diary, which is unusual for me. But I've done a little bit more on the pin cube from my stitching room, and I've just realised I didn't pull out the pattern to show you. So I do apologise about that. I finished, when I last showed it to you, I had one, I'll show you on this one, I had one line done on one of these flowers. So I finished the two lines, the two centre, and then I've started on the greenery. I do remember the day I did it, my brain and my eyes weren't up to the over one. I think I'd had a busy day and I was tired and I just fancied working on it, so I did. As ever, my commission piece, I didn't take her out of the frame today. I think last time you saw her, I'd still had gaps in here, which is what I've been working on. I didn't get much on her in October at all. I'm hoping that in November I can do far better. because at the moment November's looking like it's going to be a fairly quiet month, which means I should be able to get plenty done. So as you can see, I've started coming down here, working on filling in these gaps as I go, and then when I get a bit further down I will move back over to here probably, or I might go down and work on the white and the cream and get that sort of moving along, because it's mostly white and cream down this bit, which is going to be really boring. But then again, if I do this bit, then I can get lots of progress in, because it's all straight lines like this here. Pardon me. It's loads of straight lines, which are quick and easy to do, and it's easy to get my 200-ish a day in on it. Whilst I was on the Yorkshire stitching retreat, I did something I don't normally do. I took more than one project with me. So, as normally I would just take one project and stick to it. I fancied a change, so I took more with me. So I took Merry and Bright with me. This was a Jingle Ball purchase last year. Speaking of the Jingle Ball, I went to buy my ticket, and because I have a Hotmail account, it went, oh no, you can't have one. So I'm going to have to use my Gmail, which is the one for this, my Cheshire Stitcher one, to buy a Jingle Ball ticket for this year. Not overly impressed, but there we go. So yeah, I don't normally do mystery stitch alongs. I just thought it was about £8. I thought that's not that bad. And if I really don't like it, there's bound to be bits in it that I do like that I can do for ornaments and things. So there is 5,196 stitches in this, not including the back stitch because I have it on Pattern Keeper. I did 354 stitches on it, which makes a total of 1,670 done, which is 32.1%. I was going to do some of the boxes and then realised I didn't take the grey with me. So I think I did this bow, I think I did that bow. I know I did these two trees and I did that little bit there. And maybe some of these little bits here. I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I hope that I can finish it this year. My goal of finishing more than I start is looking less and less likely, just for various reasons. Got too much on the go, too much happening, having to spend so much time working on the commission. But we will see. If I can get it close, I'd be happy, as long as I'm not too far behind. I forgot to check what I'm at. Dodging, my brain's not working properly today. Not working properly at all. Oh, probably should have left recording another day or two. I took Flea Market Flowers with me. This is the project that I was normally have taken and just worked on it continuously, but like I say, I fancied a change. But I do remember I finished this block. I think I finished this block. I'd finished all the boxes off, so all the outlining is done. And then last Saturday at the Cheshire Stitchers Day, I did the leaves on this block. This Saturday is the normal Cheshire Stitchers meetup, so with any luck that flower will be finished. This will be finished this year, absolutely certain of that. I've only got, like as you can see, I've only got that block and that block left. I'm leaving this block till last because, can you just see there? That looks a bit like a sunflower. and that's one of those in one of the 2 flowers in there. So I thought I'll leave that and make it the last one to be finished. So I've got 3 more stitching days that I can think of to go to this year. So I will definitely be taking it with me, and then it will get some evenings to get it done because I want to get it finished. I also took, in a bag I made myself, I took this, Gathering Honey. Didn't work on it much. I think I did the Sunday morning or the Saturday morning on it. I only spent a couple of hours on it. I'm stitching this on a 45 count linen. Literally, that's all it says, 45 count Italian linen in ivory. And I'm using a Dinky Dye Silk 113 Cobar. As I've said before, I just had a route in my stash to find a honey coloured one, and I found that one. So I just added two bars on the bee skep. 1 to maybe 3, but certainly 2. I am thinking that I might work on this each morning for a little bit, because it's 45 count linen, and we're at that time of year now where the light's not good in an evening. But I might just sit in my beading chair and do a little bit, even if I do 10 minutes or 100 stitches or whatever. We'll see how we go. This was a mania start for me this year. I had 5 mania starts, 1 on each Thursday, because my birthday fell on a Thursday. Sorry, I'm sure you didn't really want a close-up of my forehead. And this is the only one that hasn't been finished. And then my last PhD that had some attention whilst I was at the Yorkshire Stitchers retreat is Hendrika. Again, I didn't do huge amounts on her. Turn it round. I think I finished this, did this red line, and then I started bringing the border down. Again, I am going to get back to her and work on her some more. Because I worked on the acorn, that took me about 10 evenings of stitching. I should have picked something smaller. Did enjoy it, but I should have picked something smaller. And I've also been working on another secret stitch for Cheshire Stitchers. October was the 1-year anniversary of it, of the first meeting. So we were having a smalls exchange, but because the pub we normally meet in is closed for a refurb, opens tomorrow, we postponed it a month. So I haven't been working on my normal PhDs very much. I've been concentrating on my secret stitches, and then, as I say, I was away and one thing and another. So there we go, there's Hendrika. This was a free summer stitch along from Sew ID. I'll put the details down below like I normally do. I'm using the sulky conversion that they gave us. It's charted in DMC, but I chose to get the sulky conversion. And had I known that only appears for those few stitches that have been done in it, I would have bought the other colours individually, especially as most of them I've already got. So those are the browns, and we have a white, a red, an orange, and then another creamy and a lilac. So those ones I've definitely already got. Could have saved myself some money and some pain in the arse Royal Mail. And I think I've got that one as well. But never mind. They will get used in the future. I didn't mean to kind of wander off. That's the place I got it from. Like I say, I'll put a link in below for you. My fabric is 35 count weeks tin roof. I don't know if it's old weeks or new weeks. I just know it's weeks. So that's it for PhDs. Sat beside me, I have lots of bits and pieces, but I thought, seeing as you've seen what I did for the exchange, the autumn themed exchange, this is what I was sent. Again, with other goodies that haven't made it. The most interesting of which, chocolate stones. They're actually rather tasty. I don't know where they've come from, but yeah, bag of chocolate stones. So yeah, I've no idea who the designer is or anything. I can't tell you anything about it. And then it's back with this lovely autumny patchwork type fabric. Isn't it sweet? So now I've shown you, I can find somewhere to hang it. I had a lovely card off Amanda that won the pen wrap, but she decided she wanted it as a hanging. So she sent me a lovely little thank you card. I'm not going to read out what it says, but I also sent her a piece of even weave because she happened to say that she's never tried even weave. And she sent me a sticker. Absolutely perfect for me. Coffee. I run on coffee. So thank you, Amanda, for that. That was very much appreciated. I should have emailed you, but I've been chasing my own tail all month. Right. Yorkshire stitching. When we got there, we had a bag on our table that we weren't allowed to open. Oh no, we could open the bag, we couldn't open the envelope. In that bag, we had some floss drops. In some nice Halloween-y type colours. I won't use that, but yeah. So I actually ended up with 2 sets of these because Hazel Henry from Pretty Little Thread Keeps didn't want hers, so I had her set as well. Also in our bag was a little cauldron, which most people didn't realise is meant as an oat tub. So I didn't use mine as an oat tub, I used my tin that I usually use. And it had a couple of sweeties in it, which obviously didn't survive the weekend. And we also had a coaster. You could either, on the Saturday night, you could either wear a fancy dress or something sparkly. Well, I don't do fancy dress. And I happen to have a black dress, sparkly dress, so I put that on. But we all got a coaster. Some people had a spot about it being this is the year to sparkle, or my year to sparkle. Some had a Halloween themed coaster in them. That was my coaster. When we got there and we were getting all settled in and everything, a very good friend, Susanna, gave me a package and I was blown away. She gave me one of these. Now, I've been looking at these for a while, and it's one of those, I will get one, not this month, I will get one, and I've not got round to it. But there we go. I absolutely adore it. And I was blown away by it. I couldn't thank her enough. So thank you again, Susanna, because I know you watch. And this is more than likely going to end up there, in that space. There. By me framing, above me scissors. There. It's really hard to point in the right place when you're pointing behind you but looking forwards. It's not easy. So I absolutely love it. I do. It's so tactile. It's lovely. Oh. So that's that. We had another girl, well, I say girl, lady, she made some coasters, and half of the money that she sold them for went to the space at Rastrick where we have our monthly meetings. So I bought that one. Like, I need more coasters. I've got hundreds of the things. I have to have them on a rotation, but it's purple and it's cross stitch is my therapy. It's quite true. So there we go. That's that. Before I move on to haul, I will show you my beading. Right, my beading group, I decided to work on this again. That's what he's going to look like when he's finished. You can see how far along I am. I think last time you saw him, I was down here somewhere. I think I just started on his scarf. I am absolutely loving it, and I will be getting more of these. It's so easy. It's such a nice, simple, straightforward. Follow the chart, pick a bead up. Follow the chart, pick the bead up. Love it. Pardon me, absolutely adore it. Highly recommend. It's from Wonderland Crafts. I bought mine at Create Nostalgia. Excuse me, I need a drink. We're doing well. I haven't coughed so far. 32 minutes and I haven't coughed. Fingers crossed it stays that way. Right, on to haul. Before I went, I can't remember if it was before I went to the retreat or it was waiting for me when I came back, but my fabric of the month for September and October arrived, and I promptly messaged Kate and went, I thought I was changing to 36 count, and she was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Email me so I don't forget again. So next time I will be on 36 count. Excuse me. So we had de-stash tables. So I didn't actually buy that much off the de-stash tables. I bought this. This is 32 count pecan butter from Lakeside Linens. Considering it's such a dull day, it's blowing colours out. That bit there's far more like the actual colour. So it's 19 by 13 and a half. I thought that's a nice size. Also on the de-stash, there was that Lizzie Kate, a little bee. I've got some of the other little ones that she's done. Haven't got around to stitching them yet, but so I've got that one. That was on a de-stash. And then I got on a de-stash. Again, this was from Hazel, Pretty Little Thread Keeps. I saw her earlier this year at Create Nostalgia on a stitching day and she was working on it. and hers was all in sort of, she, like I did with Tonna, she'd pulled out various sort of golds and browns, and she was working on this, and I loved it. And it's one of those designs that I've seen many times over the years, and often thought, oh yeah, I must get round to getting that. It's been on my wish list. Never got round to buying it, and Hazel was selling her copy off, so I bought it. Sorry, I was taking out the little paper bag with the threads in it. We also had Mary from Unraveled with her shop. So I picked up a few bits off her. This is Weeks Dye Works Baby's Breath. Let's put them there. 35 count. I just thought it was a nice colour. Pictures aren't doing it justice. It's sort of a lovely, warm toast colour. It's the best way I can describe it. I also picked up, I forgot to take the prices off, some Lakeside Linen Vintage Pear, which I've used in the past. I love vintage pear. I think it's a lovely colour. We can't get it anymore. It's really hard to get hold of. I mean, it was hard enough beforehand. It's even harder now. This is a 40 count piece. I think the last piece I had was a 36. Now, I was lucky. I was very, very lucky. And I have picked up from Mary, because I was one of the first ones to her store, because she was quite close to our table. I got this. This is a full yard of Weeks Dye Works 35 count linen, in linen. I was so lucky, and I was so stoked. Couldn't believe it, and especially for the price I paid for it. It was an absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. I'd taken some of my Christmas money off my partner, so technically my partner bought me that for Christmas. I also picked up take the price off again. Now, I'm not, as you probably gathered by now, because you don't really see me doing any, I am not a huge Blackbird fan. I don't mind some, but she had this as well, so I picked this up. I also sent Jeanette lots of pictures, because there was lots that, Jeanette's a huge Blackbird fan. But I picked this up because there was one piece in particular that I liked, but that's the back of it. So I picked it up specifically for that. I love that. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. I know it's an out of print book, and again, I think I probably got a pretty good bargain with this, given how much it was. I quite like that as well. But like I say, I mostly bought it for that. I'm sure there was something else in here I quite liked as well. Let me find. Okay, that's in it as well. That's quite nice. The big sampler that it's named for, and that's not bad, but I don't like the colours. I don't think that this is for my daughter. Well, I have two daughters, but I don't like the colours. I think I'd probably end up doing it, if I was going to do it for one for each of my girls, it would be in monochrome. And then there was that one as well. That was the other one that I really liked. So now, because I've got this, and then I got this, she also had MPIs, basket of MPI silks. And this is, you know how sometimes you get a project and you think about it and it just, it's eating away. Well, it's not eating away at me. It's whispering constantly in my ear, you really need to start me, you really need to start me. So my plan is, I also bought these off Mary, is to stitch that on that with those two MPIs. Different, I know, but there we go. There's nothing wrong with being a bit different, just because they've got it charted in for DMC numbers of 433 and 435, so they've got it charted in brown. Not really me. So I'm going to do it in that. And like I say, it's that, pardon me, it's one of those projects that is whispering in my ear. And I'm trying, really trying to not fall for it, because I don't really want to start anything else now at this time of year. I'm trying to get stuff finished, but you never know. I might succumb. I may well succumb. So, we're nearly done. We are nearly done. Saturday we had our Cheshire stitching day on the Wirral, the second one at the Village Hotel on the Wirral, and everybody attending got some floss drops. No, I have more than everybody else, because my friend Kate that was sat next to me only wanted the ring. She said, and she happened to say, oh well, I won't use them, they'll go in the bin. And I'm like, well no, give them me. You keep the ring and I'll use the floss drops, because I do use them. Not as much as some people, but I do use them. So I have twice the amount of everybody else. I'm hoping that's our logo for the Cheshire Stitchers. I don't know. Oh, I think it's great. I love it. So you never know, you might see before long, if I give in, these floss drops with those MPIs on. I've also had a long awaited 123 stitch order come in. When I placed the order, I said to them in the comments box, please don't send it until you've got everything, because otherwise I get lots of charges for currency conversion, which was fine. Didn't have a problem with that. When I ordered a smaller cut of that picture this plus Wren. Well, by the time they came to put it together, it was out of stock. So because I'd said about not sending everything until it was all together, it didn't appear. So after about 10 days, I emailed them, and that's when they told me that what had happened. She says, I do have a bigger piece. Okay, so I've got the bigger piece. But it was because some of the stuff in the order is for exchanges. It's for the Advent Exchange on Cross Stitch Friends in the UK. And I was trying to get it done so that I could send it to my partner, because she's going off on a cruise to Barbados. Long delayed. And if we wait until she comes back, there is literally only a few days. But because this parcel was held up because I'd asked them to not send everything, and then you know what Royal Mail's like, they took longer than they should have done, even though it said 48-hour tracked once it hit them. No, it's Royal Mail, they don't do that, especially around here. So anyway, in my 123 stitch order that I can share with you, I had Picture This Plus Wren. I thought I'd get a piece. I was only going to get the 8 by 12 or whatever size it is roughly, because I've never had a Picture This Plus. And everybody seems to rave about Wren, so I thought I'd get a small piece and try it. And then I also got, this is the size of Wren that I should have had. This is Tyco. So I thought I would, again, not had picture this plus, thought I would try it. They're both 35 count. So, well, 36 count, sorry. So they're probably more like a 38 with the dyeing process. And then I got myself a chart off my wish list. You know me and sunflowers. It's not that big. It's 94 by 91. So something that is actually fairly quick to do. It does have Weeks Dye Works. Well, they used Weeks Dye Works, but you know, there's DMC conversions. Looking at that, I probably don't have those Weeks Dye. Well, I might have one or two of them, but there we go. So that is my chart. I thought I'd get myself a chart off my wish list. The other things are kits, but they are, like I say, there for an exchange. Right. I forgot to say who at the Yorkshire Stitching Retreat there was Hannah, Mrs. Hannah Wollstone Home was there, Lynn the Lancashire Stitcher, Emma from Emma Stitches, Crafty Kate, and Jenny, who has only done 2 floss tubes and may not do any more, but she was there, so I will list her, and you can always go and pester her to do more videos. And then at the Cheshire Stitching Day on Saturday, pardon me, again, Lynn the Lancashire Stitcher was there, along with Ali, who is a new floss tuber, a wee Scot in Yorkshire. She's only done 2 videos, and Ellie from For the Love of Stitches, I think it is off the top of my head. She was there as well. So I will link them all down below for you. Plans. I don't know if I've really got any plans. I am debating doing the Haid Sal. I do like one of the designs, but I don't know if I'll love it enough to want to try and complete it in time. So I've got until the 13th of December to decide. So I've got time to make my mind up. Other than that, I will be working on my commission as ever, 200-ish a day, and whatever else I fancy. Flea Market Flowers will get some attention this weekend. My Love Quilt Square will get attention Monday, certainly. Maybe another evening in the week. Other than that, who knows? But now that the secret stitching is done, I can get back to my PhDs. So that's it then. So my next video will be on the 17th of November, which is a week on Sunday, unless anything changes. So hopefully that one will be a shorter one. This one's a little bit longer than normal. Normally I'm around about 35-40 minutes. This is 49 minutes, so a little bit longer than normal. But I did have quite a bit to share with you. So until then, look after yourselves and happy stitching. Bye.